Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's Chrissy Sawyer here. So I'm not really sure where today's messages are going to go, but I just want to say a couple of thank yous and a little bit of admin. So admin is I've just found a ton of unpublished comments on my YouTube channel, on the Zeta channel. So if you have been leaving comments and I haven't responded, it's because they've been hidden there, so forgive me. And I want to say a thank you to two of my subscribers. First one is to Michael Wozni. Michael, you left me a beautiful comment recently, and I can only see your comment in preview. YouTube won't let me open it and respond to you. But I just want to say the comment that you left me has really spoken to the point on my path that I'm at. So you have my gratitude for that, from one practitioner to another. Thank you. And the other thank you is to the subscriber. Forgive me, I've searched to find the comment and I can't find it. But to a wonderful soul who gave me the words anchorite and anchoress. Again, that spoke directly to the changes I'm currently going through and helped shine a light on the next bit of my path. And it's helped me make a huge shift. So that's why I value your comments. It's so great to know where you're at and what you're in and what you're working through. And sometimes you give me keys. So thank you for the keys. Okay. So I want to just bring in the autumn equinox. It's not that I really want to do a reading on it per se, but 23rd of September, we have the autumn equinox happening. And it feels like a real turning point. They're all a turning point. This feels significant. Okay, so I'm just bringing that in to place it in the container. And I've put a new link in the description box, and I've put it in there because, you know, I keep saying there's so much happening in the physical that we may not be tapping fully into. I wrote this paragraph. Okay, so I've been studying and tracking space weather, galactic weather, and geomagnetic storms this year as a new learning experience. I can now make the connection between space weather and what's happening in my body. For the first time in my life, 2023 has brought me regular and persistent migraines with crown chakra pain, compromised vision, refractory migraine, that's the kaleidoscope one. I've never suffered from migraine, heart arrhythmia, palpitations, and now a new one is pulsatile tinnitus. So my tinnitus that I've had for 20 years since I started my journey and working with energy has now accelerated to, I wake up in the morning and I can hear my heartbeat in my head. So pulsatile tinnitus. In addition, I've experienced spontaneous body pain appear and move, and it's moving hemisphere. So a pain I had in my hand, which felt like a broken bone a couple of weeks ago, disappeared, moved onto the right hand, processed, and then disappeared. I had a lot of left eye rewiring going on, and so working somatically and speaking to that area of the body. I asked what was happening and I was given electrical upgrades. And then I asked why it was happening. Is it happening for the highest good? And it was an affirmative, yes, because I'm pulling from a different space. Is there anything I can do for a pain? And I was shown an orange. And I always take vitamin C through the winter. I don't take it through the summer. So I've put myself back onto vitamin C and the pain is easing. So the body will tell you what it needs. Okay. This morning I was tuning in to what's happening in the collective, and all I could see was like this unbonding and rebonding of DNA, this recombining of DNA. And so we are changing at an atomic level. And I really strongly suggest that you check out that link in the description box. It's to a guy called Stefan Burns, who looks like Jesus. He's a physicist who studies geomagnetic weather, storms, solar flares, Schumann resonance, what's happening to our electromagnetic field within the body. He studies gut health, microbiome, the gut brain, how that speaks to the body's sentience and intelligence. And so recently, so many people's diets have changed radically, mine no exception. And so we're coming into this new time of swift change where we are responding to what the body needs. And that can change week to week. So again, it's not questioning that, it's building trust, building trust, building trust. Okay. These changes have taken me back to working with crystals so I can rematrix and strengthen my field. It's changed my diet. It's changed my personal energy field. And that's it. That's it. Okay. And now I'm a little bit nervous because I want to bring you a personal download that I had yesterday, Sunday. And it was on this word. So what I was shown was the matrix programming for the word persecution. And so we begin with per, which is kind of each or unit. Sec, I was given a secular, worldly rather than spiritual. The root of the word sec is to cut, to bisect, to dissect, sectors. Cut, obviously, is severing. And with that, I was given umbilicus and non-secular. And then ion at the end, which is an electrically charged particle. And so what I got with, let's call it the program of persecution, was a cutting of our connection to spirit. And there's masses I could speak to with this, but it would take me into the intellect, and I don't want to be in the intellect, 1133. Okay, I just want to bring this in as it wants to come in. This download happened 17th of the 9th, which in the personal is a 33-15-6 day. Okay, so that speaks to spiritual alchemy, that speaks to divine blueprints. It speaks to the word as the creator, to resonance, intention, vibration, emotion, all of those alchemical, catalytic converters, and how we use energy to associate or dissociate from our divine self. Okay. Okay. So a little bit of my personal journey. The big shift I've been working hard to navigate this year has been the shift into a non-secular life. And I've fought it because it means me letting go of a material existence. So when that wonderful subscriber put the word anchoress on my radar, I could see and identify the part of me that's been trying to get back to my 3D secular life since she left the corporate world in 2014. That's the part of me that's gone into persecution, that's gone into victimology, that can't get back. Okay, and she was in my blind spot. There's just this constant, yeah. So I took the word anchoress and I dove headfirst into it. So now that I'm letting go, I've never felt so peaceful in my life. All the fight and the resistance is gone. And as the system crumbles, as Pluto unravels that last degree of Capricorn, to hang on to an existence that's based in physical structure, traditionalism, conventionality, push, drive, strive, work hard, that structure is going to be futile because it's crumbling. So we're hanging on to crumbs, we're hanging on to breaking rocks, and the earth is breaking open with fire and water as we speak. And so this is an unmaking and a remaking at a universal level. And that brings me back to the equinox, and that's like a switch point. We're in it, we're in it. I'm already in eclipse energy, having let go of my desire to have this 3D life. It's gone. And so moving into that untethered energy and working with non-Euclidean creative principle. 15.6 is spiritual alchemy. And how do I do this? The collective numerology for the date, for yesterday's date, is a 51-15-6, which is harmonizing the mirror. It's birthing the light into the higher mind and harmonizing in that 6, so rebuilding the grail, rebalancing the heart, creating from the heart, from the higher mind. Okay. And I notice my whole body is shaking, so that's waking up Kundalini. That's moving a lot of energy in me. And so what's really going to support you is studying the way of Soma, is to become a somatic being of light and to trust the body and to listen and to listen and to listen. So there's going to be a lot of physical symptoms kicking around, strangeness and weirdness. Stefan Burns today in today's video has made the link between these geomagnetic storms and weird dreams because it's unlocking the psyche. Okay, so without any ado, let's pull some cards. I think for a while, I'm not going to get buried in astrology. I'm going to go to the Shaman Oracle. And can we have some cards that speak to this in a meaningful way? Oh, my whole body's shaking now. And we have a new moon happening we have a new moon happening in a couple of weeks, and it's the new moon in Aries. Check out Pam Gregory's channel. Her new moon Aries video is fantastic. Blew my head off. Okay. Yep. Wow. Oh, wow. holy mountain speaks to reaching the highest heights within yourself, which then becomes your outgoing broadcast. So you become, oh, isn't it? Yeah, that, I wonder if I can find that. I think it's in one of my poetry books. There is a beautiful verse I've written down by Rumi about the tall man who drops keys. Oh, it's stunning. And this is a silent, steady energy. It craves nothing. And again, one of the abreactions of these colossal changes is the loss of desire, personal desire in the 3D for the house and the car and the job and the stuff that identifies you as a person, the stuff that helps you project your personality. The holy mountain sits within, it's hidden behind the personality, behind the veil, if you like. And it's erupting, literally and figuratively. It is erupting. There's such a strength and a power. And it's a strength and a power that we may have been shy of historically, since the birth of Christianity. This is like, this is like the universal geometry. And I'm noticing I'm going really cold. Is it Vitrasil? The tree of the universe, what connects us universally. And rooting. So it's bringing those universal connections into the root and then into the earth, re-anchoring. Re-anchoring. We had an amazing lightning and thunderstorm this morning at stupid o'clock, which was followed by this deluge of torrential rain. 56:11:2. I get Uranus with this, and I get listen to the wind. And the inner shaking. Wow. The inner shaking of the mountain. Fascinating. 56:11:2 speaks to DNA. It speaks to higher consciousness and the rumble that goes with it. There's a question that comes in here. How do you express your anger in the world in a powerful, harmless way? How do you use anger as an alchemical process for change? What if I do that? And what if I do that? So again, there's a literal reminder here to study the sun and what the sun is doing on cycle 25. It's very active. Oh, these 50 numbers coming out, 53, 56, 58. This is the higher mind coming in. This is it's the message I got from my eye, though. I'm pulling from a higher dimension. And the 40 is the building in the feminine. Wow. That's opening up the seat of the throat. So it speaks to expression. It speaks to truth. 1144. These master numbers pulling my attention. I'm freezing cold. I might have to nip off and get a woolly. I'm really cold. And the underlying energy. Oh, this is interesting. What's that telling me? Oh. Oh, this is a massive karmic ending. Okay. Right. Bear with me. Bear with me. It's a big story coming out in the underlying. Big story. Okay. So underlying energy is the ancient ones. All we know so far, all we've learned so far, all we have become so far from the teachings of elders, earthly and other. Followed by the blade. Reharmonization, new focus point, new light coming in and severing. The healing. And the wheel turns. And I feel sick. This is giving me Rahu and Ketu, which is the north and the south node, or the head and the tail of the serpent, the Ouroboros energy, which is currently Aries, Libra, which is the rebalancing of personal will. It's justice in personal will. It's also accountability, being held accountable for injustice through the personal will. It's a reckoning. It's a reckoning. Feels like judgment. It's a reckoning in the remaking. As we learn to create through divine will, the beauty way, to create from the heart, from the higher consciousness, from the blueprint. The end of the ghost dance. The end of doing it for the ancestors. The end of overburdened responsibility. The child who took on too much responsibility. As we move into sweat lodge energy, we burn it out of us. Rebirth back into the void. And the rains come and wash it clean. The lower world. And the middle world, supported by the higher world. Fire and water. Okay. I need wool. I'm just going to pause this. I'll be back in a minute. Okay. Where do I go from here? Some more messages, please. Wow. What I'm being shown is something that looks like psychic surgery to reconnect through the soul star to through the stellar gateway to galactic connections, the remaking of the soul star chakra. 34. Building the blueprint into that tenderness of the seven that points inwards. And that pointing inwards, continually pointing inwards. This is the biggest gift that COVID has brought us as a collective. Might not feel that way, might not look that way, but it turned us inwards into our seven, into our mystic, into that spiritual connection. And the underlying, wow. Look at these the underlying story is really big. The cards coming off the top is small. Wow. But the underlying story, it's remaking. It's remaking. Okay. So we start with the remaking of the soul star chakra, and it might serve you to connect in to your higher chakras and your lower chakras, to move out of the way anything that's in the way of that channel of light, get aligned. Because the next, until, let's say, equinox, eclipse, Scorpio, Ophiuchus, Sagittarius, until that end of the wheel, that deep dive end of the wheel, until the end of the year, is the more inwardly facing, self-isolating work we can do, the deeper our alignment and connection is going to be for what is going to get built next year. It's an 8 year, it's a year of manifestation and expansion, where we've rewired our expectations and perceptions of the built world, where it will no longer do. Get raw with this. Was there a verse 21? Was there a download 21 in the Ra Chronicles or whatever it's called? Sun God, and again, this is the rebirthing of the solar divine child. It's the rebirthing through the sun and what is literally happening in the sun's activity through the DNA to lift us up. Elevated consciousness, primal blueprints, the original blueprints. And if you're moved to use flower essences, ask the body what it needs. Use a pendulum, ask the body what it needs. I remember once playing with what's it called? I struggle to remember the name of it because the name doesn't make any sense, but it's the chart of elements, and using a pendulum over the elements to see if my body needs anything. So yeah, flower essences are very powerful medicine. You've got to do the work within. They're not going to mend programming, but they'll take you through doorways. This is like innate wisdom, innate feminine wisdom. Sacral, of course, the birth of passion, where your creative Kundalini, your sexual energy, joy is held, the birth of creation. The inwardly facing self-focus. Yeah. Remember the ripple with this. Remember that whatever work we do, 1156, whatever work we do to re-augment ourselves ripples out into the collective. It's not about I'm here to serve others. It's about if I get me aligned and beaming light, that's the work. That's the work. Because that can beam out just by smiling at somebody. You can change somebody's life, or with a touch, or with a smile, with a word, when you're in alignment. There's that 20, unity consciousness. We're coming into alignment with all that is, but in a much higher vibration. There's less in the way. Gosh, we've done some work. You know, we've done some work. Celebrate yourself. We haven't got here by doing nothing and hoping it will all become better. We've done here by clearing the grit and the rubble. There's the throat. Okay. There's lots of chakra activity coming through in this reading. The throat wants to communicate the truth in the face of conventionality, other people's expectations and judgments. But it will birth the light through that. 37, it will birth the light. When we're birthing the light, we can say in 4 words what the 3D conscious mind needs 47 words to say. Solar plexus, whose will? Okay. Personal will, I want. Divine will, I sense. I will build. In the not knowing. Sublimation of ego. And love your ego. We need our ego. We just need to love it better because it's been working too hard. Crown. And heart. It's a full realignment. It's it's a full real. The only card that isn't here is the base chakra. So full realignment. And that's happening around, and that's we're in it. That's the equinox energy, is this full realignment, birthing into the new. We don't know what the new is because we can't use the old building blocks to build the new. It's lighter, purer. Thank you. That's beautiful. Yeah. Let's pull some advice cards from the galactic decks. That's interesting. There's one card in this deck that's face up, and it is. I can't make this up. Deep cellular healing, supported by the sun, literally. Look at the light in that. Deep cellular healing. Arcturus energy, physical and emotional healing. So we're in the medicine wheel, we're on the medicine wheel. Letting go of those toxic patterning, structure, emptying. Let's pull another one from here. Underline. Yeah. This is the challenge. This is the challenge. This is that 15-6 energy. Do I step in or carry on as normal, which is just a choice. No right, wrong. It's just a choice. Soul gifts and training. It's time to step up. So this is speaking to ownership and accountability. You own your throat. You own your voice. It is no one else's. Okay. Have another advice card, please. I like this one. Thank you. Yeah. Oh gosh. Stop. Embrace winter. Great cosmic womb. This is the dissolving back into the void. Replenishment in a non-physical way. This is connection. The replenishment of connection. That's it. Thank you. Love it. So the void is coming out with earth pulsing. Pulse of the mother. Slow down. Time in nature. So advice, stop and slow down and stop. Be in the void, be in the not knowing, knowing that you're held, knowing that you're connected and feeling it. Beautiful. And let's have a couple from here. Some advice cards, please. Thank you. That flew out. Yeah, a useful question. How can you mother yourself? Do you mother yourself? Do you parent yourself? Because we need loving fathers and loving mothers to create the unity and the harmony and the balance. Wow. Magdalene and the Rose. The beauty way. We're creating the beauty way. That's stunning. Where's that from? Was that not on a card? Okay, so that's just come out to confirm the title. Deep replenishment, retreat, rest, be held. You're safe, be held. Behold. Behold and beheld. Wow. Ah. Wow. Alignment, becoming the hollow bone. Connect to your higher voice, your higher mind, and bring it in. Your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. Don't let that go to your head. Trust the niggle. because there's great change in here. It all sounds very angelic and beautiful, but in the body, we need the chaos of the conflict to create the alchemy and the friction to create fusion. Because what we're doing is we're in the replenishment, it's like a recycling of old energy that's got stuck in the body. We need that energy. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? And there might be lots of niggles as we move through the end of the year. Tower. Okay, I built this tower and I can see it's coming down now. What can I do to assist the process? What are you clinging on to? Well, I was clinging on to my secular life because I had this preconceived notion of what a non-secular life would look like. And it's not true. It's just not true. Okay, they're stunning. They're stunning. What did I do with those cards? Okay. Yeah, let's have some surrender cards. Bring it right down. Okay. What can we surrender to? I'm getting a message of where is your deepest regret? Where is your deepest regret? What can we surrender to? That's it. Yeah. Okay. Fear and stubbornness create negative thinking. We can meet anything with fear. It's choice. No good, bad, right, wrong. It's a choice. We could also meet it with other things, other energies. Stubbornness speaks to trust the niggle. Identify the niggle that's pushing you into stubbornness, the resistance to move. It just might not be the time. It might be the time, but you don't want it. Negative thinking. Do you know what I'm witnessing in more or less my whole client group is they're catching themselves in that nasty narrative, when the nasty narrative comes in, they're stopping and going, hey, and they're having a word with themselves, which is so powerful as a catalytic converter. It just, all we need to do is nudge the mind just 1 degree on that wheel of experience. And when we keep doing that, we build the new neuroconnector that automatically takes us to alternative. Alternative. We have access to the whole gamut of emotional expression. And when we harness that emotional energy and mix it with passion, then we're creating from powerful energy, imagination, and passion can build a beautiful world. Surrender to your passion. Get out of your head and feel the fire in your belly. I dare you. Focus on the people or activities that ignite your passion and let it flow. Okay. And I think that's it. I think that's it. I'm going to wrap it up with a cheeky abundance card. What's the last message, please, for the collective? That's beautiful. Let go. Sometimes surrender is painful, cutting away all that needs to go, illusions, obsessions, addictions. It's a sacrifice to love. Which will help you move to gratitude for what's right under your nose, for how held you are, for why you came here. Let's not underestimate, you're here now for this. It's the greatest show on earth. Allowing ease, allowing that easeful breath. Radical acceptance, saying yes to reality in any given moment, free from judgment, so that what's needed next can come. Ease speaks to harmony. It's easy for me to receive. It's easy for me to receive. It's easy for me to receive. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Okay, guys. Right. I'm going to love you and leave you. Thank you for being here. Yeah, keep dropping comments in. I'd love to know where you are on this cosmic tree of discovery and development. This has been beautiful. Thank you for being here. Please like, share, subscribe, drop me a comment, and I'll see you all again soon. Take care. Bye.